Today's podcast is brought to you by the Latrobe 4th of July celebration. 3 passengers are rescued from the wild mouse at Idlewild. A Donegal Township home is damaged by fire, and the St. Vincent Basilica Parish Festival is returning to its 2-day tradition. It's Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. I'm Joe Wells, and this is your Bulletin Brief. First responders rescued 3 passengers Monday afternoon after the wild mouse ride at Idlewild and SoakZone malfunctioned. The ride will be temporarily closed while the malfunction is reviewed. According to a statement from Idlewild, the wild mouse car experienced an unexpected stoppage on June 29th. The Donegal Township Volunteer Fire Department number 3 of Darlington safely evacuated 3 guests from the car, and no injuries were reported. For Connellsville resident Chelsea Kessler, it was an especially rough way to spend her 30th birthday. Kessler said she got on the ride at 4:50 p.m. and did not get back to the ground until about 6:10. She was riding with 2 people she didn't know, a 16-year-old and 8-year-old girl. Kessler said that at first she thought the ride might just be waiting for another car to clear the track, but after a minute or two, she said something felt off. She added that she started to panic a little bit herself, but when the younger girls behind her began crying, she focused on helping keeping them calm. Kessler also said she was worried because she's a type 1 diabetic and was concerned her blood sugar could drop while they were stuck in the direct sun. Mutual Aid EMS assessed 1 patient but did not transport anyone to a hospital. Kessler said she bruised her knee while moving around to talk with the girls behind her and also got sunburned. Darlington Fire Chief Kurt Rose said the department regularly trains for rescues at Idlewild, even though those calls are very rare. He praised the park workers and maintenance department, saying they were professional and knew the rides well. The Wild Mouse is located in Old Idlewild and features mouse-shaped cars on a steel track with sudden turns, rolling dips, and short hills. The ride first debuted in 1993 and recently underwent a redesign before reopening in June 2025. And in Donegal Township, a home sustained significant damage after a fire broke out Monday afternoon. The fire happened around 4 p.m. on the 100 block of Fort Hill Road. No one was home at the time and no injuries were reported, but Chestnut Ridge Volunteer Fire Company Assistant Chief Dan Probisco said the garage is a total loss and one side of the house is significantly damaged. Probisco said one man lives in the 1-story home intermittently and was remodeling it. The garage was adjacent to the house and connected by a breezeway. The cause of the fire is undetermined. Firefighters had the fire knocked down 27 minutes into the incident, Probisco said. Ligonier Valley Volunteer Hose Company number 1 also responded and multiple ambulance companies were called to the scene. A local tradition is making a bigger return this summer. The annual St. Vincent Basilica Parish Festival is expanding back into a 2-day event with this year's theme centered on returning to tradition. Newly appointed festival chair Douglas Praw said he surveyed the parish after taking the helm and found people wanted to move away from the 1-day format of recent years. This year's festival will run from 5 to 9 p.m. Saturday, July 25th and noon to 6 p.m. Sunday, July 26th. To prepare, St. Vincent Grove has undergone several updates, including a newly repaved parking lot and other construction projects. Praw said the festival depends heavily on local support. This year, the parish is partnering with several local organizations, including Adelphi Village, Bearcat Best, and local scouts. The volunteer count has also grown from more than 160 last year to nearly 200 volunteers this year. And for festival goers, a familiar food tradition is coming back with a twist. The traditional chicken dinner, which was not offered last year, is returning through a new partnership with Lily's Barbecue. Praw said it will be fired over wood and charcoal, calling it a new take on an old tradition. The festival will also include live entertainment. Fire dancers are scheduled for 7 p.m. Saturday, and a family-friendly Mad Scientist demonstration is set for 2:30 p.m. Sunday live music will continue throughout the weekend. The Reverend Killian Locke, pastor of St. Vincent Basilica Parish, said the goal is to see people reconnecting. He said the parish welcomes not only members, but the broader community as well.
Looking for a great way to celebrate the 4th of July? Make plans for the Latrobe 4th of July celebration, one of the region's biggest Independence Day events. The fun starts with a parade through downtown Latrobe at 10:30 a.m., then continues at Legion Keener Park with an all-day festival beginning at noon. You'll find live music, over 20 food trucks, marketplace vendors, bingo, yard games, carnival games, and plenty for the kids. including a birthday party for America with a magician, an animal show, bounce houses, and an 80-foot obstacle course. You can jump into the activities or just relax in the park and enjoy the music. And aside from food trucks and marketplace vendors, everything is free. The night wraps up with one of the area's largest fireworks displays, featuring an extended grand finale at 9:30 p.m. Free shuttle service is available throughout the day. For the full schedule, visit latrobecelebration.com. We'll see you there.
We are 27 days away from the Steelers moving in for training camp, and today's countdown highlights two players connected to the number 27, cornerback Daryl Porter Jr. and wide receiver A.T. Perry. Both players are likely facing an uphill battle to make the roster, but both will come to camp looking to make an impression and earn a spot either on the team or the practice squad. For Porter, this will not be his first training camp. He was in camp last summer and spent time with both the Steelers and the Bills last season. Porter made his NFL debut with the Steelers against the Detroit Lions after being called up from the practice squad, playing a handful of snaps in that game. Later in the year, he was released from the practice squad and picked up by Buffalo. The Bills signed him to a reserve futures contract after the season, but released him in early June. After that, the Steelers brought him back, setting up another trip to Latrobe. Perry brings more NFL experience. He was a 6th-round pick of the Saints in the 2023 draft. As a rookie, he played 10 games, started 3, and caught 12 passes for 246 yards and 4 touchdowns. Perry was released by New Orleans during his second season. Since then, he spent time on the Denver Broncos practice squad but did not appear in a game. He signed a reserve futures contract with the Steelers in January and now heads into his first Steelers training camp, trying to return to NFL game action for the first time since his rookie year. And here's today's local sports schedule. In Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League action, Nagels will be at FOE at 5:30 p.m., Frontier Club will be at Bardeen's at 8 p.m., and in American Legion baseball, the Latrobe Jethawks are home against the 14th Ward at 6 p.m. The Unity Bulldogs will be at Burrell, also at 6 p.m. A couple of notes before we end today's podcast. The Latrobe Bulletin's offices will be closed Friday, July 3rd for the 4th of July holiday, and there will be a paper Friday but no Saturday paper. Also, today we released our official America 250 book, honoring the past 2.5 centuries of this country's independence, brought to you by the Latrobe 4th of July celebration. The supplement can be found in today's paper, online, and during the Latrobe 4th of July celebration. Thank you again to today's podcast sponsor, Latrobe 4th of July celebration. And thank you for listening. For more local news, pick up our print edition, go to LatrobeBulletinNews.com, follow us on social media at Latrobe Bulletin, and tune in next time. I'm Joe Wells, and this has been your Bulletin Brief.